Floating is a way for you to simultaneously relax not only the body, but the mind as well. You're removing yourselves from the bombardment of your senses while simultaneously relaxing your body on the surface of the water. And due to the density of the salt water, there's no gravity. You're actually escaping the forces of gravity here on Earth, which creates spectacular pain relief. It's unlike anything else in terms of relaxation and de-stressing and just kind of unwinding at the end of your day.
Floating can help everyone in so many ways. It can help with pain relief, it can help you sleep better, it can just give you this place to be at peace.
And so at FloatPod Therapies, we're moving away from what used to be coined sensory deprivation, and we're going into sensory acceleration. And so what I mean by that is we're creating a tool that essentially is allowing the human being to realize their fuller potential. And so whether that is healing the body through the body's own innate ability to heal, whether it's deep relaxation for use in meditation or just stress relief, or whether it's just a better night's sleep, this is a tool that humanity as a whole just needs.
It's such a multifaceted tool. There's so many different people that enjoy floating. There's so many different ways in which you can use a float tank. And I think, depending on the kind of person you are, there's a lot for you here. And so floating itself is a very personal experience, and we wanted to make it even more personal. And so the FloatPod comes standard with an MP3 player and an iPod dock. And it's right on the side of the pod, and so the user has easy access to it. And whether I have a cell phone or an MP3 player, iPod, doesn't matter, it plugs right in, and now I can finally listen to all the tracks I've been wanting to listen to in the past few years of floating.
You know, jokingly I say that, the guts of the FloatPod belong inside of its body. And so everything is self-contained. And so all you do is we have a little access panel in the back that is actually made out of fiberglass, so it's seamless if you're looking around. You take that access panel off and you have your UV, you have your motor, all of your electrical components, things like that. Just everything's self-contained, and that's genius. The Easy Change filter is really from a spa owner perspective. We've been waiting for that for years. It's actually inside of the float area, and now I can do a change in 30 seconds. That for me is a game changer.
The FloatPod has a multicolored LED system that's directly controlled from inside of the pod. And so by simply toggling the button itself, you can switch through different single colors. You can pause on whatever color you'd like just for some color therapy, as well as you can engage a really soothing color cycle. Alternatively, if you're just looking for pure silence and darkness, it's very easy to just turn off the light and be left there with yourself.
So with a FloatPod, the built-in heater keeps the temperature constant. No matter if you're floating for 1 hour or 2 or 5, it keeps the temperature completely consistent throughout so that there's no fluctuation at all, which is very nice.
Now that we have everything integrated into the body of the FloatPod and we're controlling the air temperature naturally in the cabin, we've noticed that the air is a lot drier. There's not that dense feeling when you're trying to breathe. Now what's really neat about this is it has very little condensation. And as FloatPod's tanks go, everyone knows that condensation is a huge problem. The design of the pod makes it so condensation falls, and then now that we're heating the air around it, we almost have no condensation. Truly remarkable.
The FloatPod also features an intercom system, and what that allows is just an ease of conversation between the people working in the spa and the floaters in the back. And so whether someone forgot a towel or needs you for any reason at all, it's just one push of a button and you're right there.
One of the best features about the FloatPod is that it offers constant filtration when someone's not floating. It also includes ozone and UV. The ozone is basically an oxidizer. And now what's going to happen is that's going to bubble, and you'll see all these wonderful little bubbles coming up. It starts to smell amazing, very fresh, and it dissipates within just 20 seconds. So when that shuts off and you're showering, when you get in, there's no ambient ozone in the air. So it's just in the water, does a great job of oxidizing it. The UV is interesting. So the UV will basically use photons, like UV light, and bombard cells with photons, and that's how it destroys things. And so even the beneficial things that could grow, such as algae in a saltwater fish tank, for example, is made inert by the UV. We have basically four inputs and 2 drains. Now what's really interesting is the 4 intakes, 2 have ozone that are infused into it. So instead of having one jet that just pushes out of a single tube and doesn't really create that much of a flow, the 4 outputs really create this perfect flow of water. And so because of the combination of the UVs, the ozone, the flow, the filter system as one comprehensive system, there's no scum line. It's remarkable.
And so if you ever dreamed of opening your own float center, I think this is your chance. And what you have here is a product that provides relaxation unlike anything else on this planet. You're starting to see float pods pop up in yoga studios as the perfect shavasana after a practice. You're seeing float pods in locker rooms of gyms because they're really able to reduce recovery time after a heavy workout. I think float pods are miraculous in the pain center or any kind of physical rehabilitation environment, just because of the amount of pain relief and relaxation that a 1 hour in a float tank provides.
Ideally, I see floating going into not only commercial spas, but also into residential homes, into hospitals. This is something that can be used across a variety of different markets. This is something that can be used in your home every single day. This can be used in a spa setting. It can be used in a wellness center in conjunction with other therapies. This is literally the tool of the future for wellness.